والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. You all guardians and you are responsible for what you are guarding. Husband, زوج. يوم من الأيام شعر هيك زوجته سماحة خفيف، فهمل الهم، راح على استشارات أطباء مختلفين، فسأل أحد الأطباء قال له المشكلة الشغلة بسيطة، أعطيك هالطريقة تجربة جربها وإن شاء الله من هناك نمشي. Husband felt that his wife is not hearing well, decrease in hearing. So he cared so much for her and he worried about her. He took her to doctors, and one of the specialties told him it's a simple thing. I'll give you some instructions, try it, bring me the results, and we go from there. قال له ابعد، يعني روح عند زوجتك يوم هيك بدون يعني هي ما تشعر، ابعد عنها 40 متر وكلمها بنبرة عادية بصوت عادي وشوف، إذا ما تجاوبت ابعد 30 متر 20 متر 10 متر لحتى تشوف متى بتتجاوب معك وخبرني. So he told him, talk to your wife one day when she is يعني not thinking, make sure that she doesn't know what you're doing. Take a distance about 40 meters from her and talk to her normal, the way you talk, and see if she responds. If she doesn't, then get closer 10 meters. If she doesn't respond, get more closer, 20, يعني 40, 30, 20, 10, and see, and let me know. فقال أجا يوم هيك لقيها في الحديقة، يعني قياسات مضبوطة. One day he came, he found her in the yard, and he said, perfect chance. أبعد 40 متر، قال لها شو يا حبيبتي طابخة اليوم للعشاء؟ فيش حدا. قدم 10 متر، شو يا حبيبتي اليوم طابخة على العشاء؟ If you're not smiling, that means you're in bad terms with your wife. You're not married. And that's what I meant. Brother, you will be more frowning if you get married. No, I'm just kidding. Look how happy they are when I said a negative. Wallahi wa qalilun min ibadiy ash-shakur, brother. Qulu alhamdulillah. So he went 40 meters away from her and he said, sweetheart, what are we eating or what you're cooking for supper? No answer. He got closer, 30 meters. Sweetheart, what are you cooking for supper? No answer. قدم 20 قصدي 10 20 ثم 10. Fish answer. So he got 20. What are you cooking for supper, sweetheart? No answer. So he got closer to the 10th. What are you cooking for supper, sweetheart? No answer. Then all of a sudden, she says, للمرة الخامسة بقول لك دجاج مشوي. For the 5th time, she got angry. She said, for the 5th time, I'm telling you, chicken. Turned out, he is deaf and she is fine. And this is really us. Wallahi, in most cases, we always think other people the problem, وإحنا perfect. دائما ننظر للغير، هو لو يغير كذا وكذا، لو يعمل كذا وكذا، لو حط كذا وكذا ظبطت الدنيا. Always you look at other people, they have the problem. You say if he changes, if he does this and that, he should have done, he could have done, and you are the perfect one and you're doing nothing. You're just sitting back. Reminds me of one brother one time, he was like specialist in Arabic language, grammar. Every time a sheikh speaks, he start picking flaws and shortcomings. رفع المنصوب ونصب المفعول ومش عارف شو. وطبعا المفعول منصوب معلوماتك. So one time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala qaddar that we made a circle, a center masjid, and we were training to speak. So it was his turn to speak and I couldn't wait because it was in Arabic. Wallahi, brother, when he was reading from the book, I said, Subhanak Ya Rab, the farthest from knowing the Arabic language. Wallahi, if I were to laugh, I would laugh from the bottom of my heart the way he reads, reading from the book. And I said, Subhanallah, it's so easy for us to look and criticize others. When you speak for 30 minutes, it's not like when you're sitting and listening for 30 minutes. It's so easy for you to pick and find a mistake, but when you are talking, you're focusing. And the same thing applies when it comes to following the religion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. Halla, if the brother sees that the universe is going downhill, and he said everybody is deviating, and you come to the brother, the same thing, the brother, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. Okay, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Nothing. But picture if the brother start focusing on himself, and he focused on himself, and he focused on himself. We corrected the whole masjid in one day. Versus you want to go do what you want to do. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, your situation in general will not change unless you start by yourself. Everyone, it's not just you. You start by yourself, he starts by himself, and so forth. Now naturally you cannot be a sheikh, but you would have one person who is reminding you, and you take the reminder and you start. That's how you change it. يعني الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال ما ظهرت فاحشة في قوم حتى يعلنوا بها. If a fahisha, what's a fahisha? يعني this is the worst of sins, يعني fahisha, zina and such, and they make it public, but عمهم الله سبحانه وتعالى بأمراض لم تعرف في أسلافهم. I don't know what more messages we need. He said subhanahu wa ta'ala sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if people start declaring the sin, the evil sin, zina, homosexuality and all of that, declare it and talk about it relaxed and comfortable, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inflict people with diseases never heard by their grandparents, grandfathers. Aren't we here? Can't we get it? Every year year or so, you have a new disease, a new virus, and it's all terminal, and it's all no cure, and one after the other. This one they controlled it a little bit, and this one they may find a cure for it, and this one they can't find a cure for it, and we are never treating the cause of it. We're treating the symptoms. You get sick, I treat you, I treat you, I treat you, but why did you get sick? Why did you get sick? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punishes people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives a lot if you are keeping things privately. Yes, you're sinful. Yes, you're evil. Yes, you're horrible. But not as horrible as someone comes out and tells you what's wrong with it. That is the disaster, because here you are challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yani if he comes and he tells me, Sheikh, you're arrogant, I don't like it. But if he comes and tells me you're arrogant in front of all of you, I'm really mad. Now, without comparison, picture Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. Don't get near those fawahish. And then you do it and you start talking about it, relaxed and comfortable, as if you haven't done anything evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he strikes. And that's where the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala applies. إِنَّ بَطْشَ رَبِّكَ لَشَدِيدٌ وَكَذَلِكَ أَخْذُ رَبِّكَ إِذَا أَخَذَ الْقُرَى وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ إِنَّ أَخْذَهُ أَلِيمٌ شَدِيدٌ. Wallahi al-Azim, if we just take this ayah and reflect on it, it breaks your heart. Look at the wording, إِنَّ أَخْذَهُ أَلِيمٌ شَدِيدٌ. This is like someone grabbing you, and from that grab, he choked you, period. You died. Your soul popped out from his strength. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he seizes someone, it is painful. It's not something that he's going to get away with it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives people time, respite, little by little advices. He sends them reminders. He tested them. He makes them have a problem here and there. Maybe لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So maybe they come and they don't. So if you cannot change the universe, what do? يعني you want to be like the king. في كان ملك ما شاء الله عليه, يعني طريق صعب عليه يمشي, فاقترحوا عليه, قالوا له شو يا سيدي, نزفت لك, نزبط لك الطريق كلياتها, وين ما تروح نزبط لك اياها. اعجب في الفكرة. اجى واحد ثاني قال له عندي طريقة احسن وارخص يا عمي. قال له شو؟ قال له جرب هذا, البس الشبشب.